A megapixel is a million pixels. But when do you have too many megapixels? When is more resolution a bad thing? Let's check it out. For a while, cameras and especially phone cameras kept growing in the image resolution that they could produce. We went from 3 to 5 to 8 to 13 to 16, heck Nokia even put a gosh darn 41 megapixel camera on their Lumia 1020. 41! That is mad. And yet nowadays, most flagship phones have around 12 megapixels. They actually decrease the resolution compared to previous models. But why? You see, a lot of times having too high a pixel count is a bad thing. Let me explain. The part of the camera that is responsible for actually capturing the image is the sensor. Now, your sensor has a size, and the bigger the sensor, the better. Sensor size is important in order to prevent noise, especially in unideal shooting conditions such as low light environments. It makes sense. If the sensor has a bigger surface area, more light will hit it. And if you're in a place where there isn't a lot of light, you want to get as much of that limited amount of light onto your sensor as possible. Here, however, is where the resolution comes in. You see, if you have a 41 megapixel camera, that limited sensor surface has to be divided up among 41 million little pixels. That means that if we were to oversimplify a bit, every pixel gets approximately 0.0000024% of the light. However, if you have a 12 megapixel camera, each one gets around 0.0000083% of the light. Now that might not seem like a big improvement, but if we consider that the size of the sensor is the same, that is almost a 4 times increase in the amount of light per pixel. So what if the pixels get less light? The image will just be a bit darker, right? Wrong. When you don't have sufficient light, you get noise, and when I say noise, I don't mean annoying sounds. Noise is something that every sensor produces naturally. The amount of noise varies with each sensor, and higher quality ones obviously tend to produce less of it, but it exists everywhere. However, when you have enough light in your scene, the light itself actually overpowers the noise and you get a nice and crisp image. On the other hand, if the pixels are receiving too little light, the natural errors of the sensor start showing up as tiny little dots of random colors in your video of image, making it look grainy or muddy. You have definitely seen this in images and videos all the time. Alright, so conclusion time. Should you stick with 3 megapixel cameras if you can't even find those anymore? No, please don't. But just know that not only aren't megapixels the ultimate measure of image quality, too many of them might actually be worse. Too few megapixels are just as bad as too many, because you actually want decent image resolution. There's lots of specs to a camera that most people don't see, such as aperture, sensor size, and so on. If you want a video on those, let me know by commenting down below. So, if you were to take anything from this video, it's that when it comes to cameras, the best way to figure out their quality is to do some research, go on the internet, look up a review of it, look at some image quality tests, and figure out if it's the thing that you're going for. So I really do hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more, you can click on the right to watch my latest video or on the left to watch a random video, or just click the round channel icon in the middle to subscribe. And as always, this has been Vlad from Goodsauce Tech, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.